Joined by a familiar face, Coach Dan Benjamin of Mount St. Joseph women's basketball. Here to talk some hoops and some other things. You guys have a golf outing coming up on October 1st. We'll get to why that's a big date for you and your program. But you guys last year at Mount St. Joe, you were just telling me, first time in a decade, and over a decade, that you made the tournament, your league tournament. So Mount St. Joe, with everything that's gone on in the past couple of years, you guys have really sort of turned the basketball program around there.
Oh, absolutely, Jed. It's been an interesting 2 years. My first 2 years as the head coach there at MSJ, and what we did with Lauren was remarkable. To touch lives and to make a mission for somebody come true is amazing. But then turn around and follow it up with a pretty good season on our perspective and make our tournament for the first time in 12 years. And we're getting there. Our girls are understanding what it means, and Lauren has a big part in that. Lauren taught us a lot about life and the life lessons she went through and how to be an unselfish person. But that has rubbed off on our team, our program, and the people around our community there at Mount.
And if you don't know the Lauren he's mentioning, I don't know where you've been. Lauren Hill, one of the biggest inspirations in these parts, one of the biggest stories, one of the biggest everything. Lauren Hill, part of your program last year. Eric Gerhardt and Brad Johansson on Saturday night won another Emmy for their coverage, so congratulations to them. If we could plug Local 12 a little bit. Eric had an interesting statement when he accepted the award, and I want to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
He said 2014 was a year of tears as it related to Lauren. 2015 was a year of celebration. Do you feel that was kind of how things changed in terms of the initial diagnosis, finding out, and then maybe 2015 was sort of a year to really celebrate her life?
I'd probably agree with Eric on that one, and Brad and Eric have been good friends to me and helped me along the way with this process, and Brad did a phenomenal job telling the story. I don't know if anybody else could have told it any better. I would say tears in 2014 for most people, but I have to tell you this, Lauren didn't let me cry as much as I probably needed to while she was around. We did cry a lot together, but we also celebrated a ton together because we both knew what needed to have happen. That day I remember her sitting in my office and telling me that, Coach, I got two choices. It's that simple. I can lay at home in bed and die, or I can make a difference in the world. And for have some girls say that to you at the age of 18 at the time, that she was going to make a difference like that, it's incredible. Cried with sadness knowing, that her days were limited, but also with joy knowing that I got to be a part of her life and help her make something special happen, along with my staff and along with her teammates and along with our university. I don't think you could ask for a better situation. And whether you believe in God or not, you got to believe in a faith, because something higher up took care of the situation for Lauren and I to match up and make this kind of get going.
And you mentioned that Brad Johansson told a great story, and there was a reason you were her coach too. I think you did a big part in all of that, and in sort of leading up to the initial game and then really the entire season, and after finding out the diagnosis as well. I think you should give yourself a little credit for that.
Well, I appreciate that, but as a coach, you got to give other people credit. Hiram changing the game down here, Brad and Eric getting the story told, Chris Mack and Xavier stepping in, that was huge for us. I mean, if somebody would have told me that our Division III game against Hiram was going to sell out in the minutes or hours it took, I would have told you were crazy.
It was incredible.
Because we normally have 100 if we're lucky. That might include all the janitors on campus if we get them. But for all that to take place, there's a lot of people that had to be in place to make it happen. So
I'm sure every day there's something, probably maybe something little some days, maybe something bigger on others, where you take a moment and you think of Lauren, I'm sure.
Oh, almost every day. If it's not, every morning when I wake up, I thank God for the gratefulness He's given me to be around people like her, my family, my friends, my kids. But sometime in the day I always think about her. And I know she's always there. She gives me signs, and I appreciate that. But, I only not think about Lauren, but I think about her mission, what she started for DIPG, and the Cure starts now. I see these kids. I've had kids reach out to me just to want to see me. I've had kids who just have a brain tumor that just want to talk to me just for 5 minutes. I've had people going through breast cancer, ovarian cancer. And it makes it tough, but all I can keep thinking of is Lauren and the mission she set in front of me, and I can't push those aside. And I'm going to carry on her mission, and I'm hoping I can carry it on bigger and stronger. As long as God allows me to have the opportunity to continue to do what she wanted to have done, I will, and I'll help. The Cure starts now, and Lisa and Brent Hill, I'll help them carry on that mission as tenfold.
And there's an event coming up a little under 2 months from now. It's another opportunity to honor Lauren and give to her charity and what she started.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
I know my staff is, and I know the players are. October 1st over at Glenview Golf Course, we're going to hold our second Play for 22 Lauren Hill Golf Scramble. And it's Lauren's birthday. And we're going to hopefully have a little celebration that day. We're going to do a balloon release. I don't know if we'll do it at the golf course, but we'll find somewhere to do it, Jed. And I'm excited. You know, I know Lauren will be looking down and thanking us for what we're doing, and the proceeds are going to go towards her scholarship at the university, the Forever 22 scholarship that the institution started a little bit over a year ago. And that's part of my mission. It's part of our program, is to continue that, and hopefully that we can one day, my goal, and I'm going to throw it out there, I don't know a lot of people know it, but is to get to 1.1 million so we can give out 22 scholarships in her honor.
You know, a lot of people say that everyone was put in your life for a reason, and I think the reason Lauren was put in your life is kind of evident when it happened, but also going forward. Events like this on October 1st, continuing it on, and you hope that this is the second annual event. You hope there'll be a third. You hope there'll be a 33rd, a 43rd annual event, I'm sure.
Absolutely. We're going to make it bigger and stronger next year. We're in the works of possibly moving it around the city and having a few more hands in the pot to help us make it bigger and help out the Cure Starts Now and our institution. Don't want to be premature, but we have a few more things in the works. I'm meeting with a few people from out of town here come this Thursday and Friday, and I'm pretty excited of some of the things, and I hope, you know, this time next year I can release that information that we're doing bigger and better things for Lauren and her cause.
Coach Dan Benjamin, all coaches make a difference, and this one next to me probably makes more of a difference than anyone you can pinpoint here in the Tri-State. There's going to be more information on Mount St. Joe's women's basketball Twitter handle. That's MSJ Women's B-Ball, and again, that's coming up, the Play for 22 golf outing on October 1st, Lauren's birthday. No better day.
No better day.
Coach, thanks for stopping by.
Jen, thanks for having me.